Today we're going to be going over the Java solution for Leetcode 121. Best time to buy and sell stock. You are given an array prices where prices I is the price of a given stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, just return 0. So, in this scenario, we're basically given the power of foresight, and we can look a few days into the future and see the prices of a stock. So we're gonna try to make money from that. We're gonna be given an array of integers, and those represent the price of a stock on that given day. And we could buy at any day, and we could only sell in future days. So the whole idea is, when is that the optimal time? So the way to implement this is basically we're going to keep track of a buy day and a buy price. So at first that's just going to be index 0. So we're going to imagine that we bought our stock at index 0. And then when we basically look through the array, we're going to compare the price to see, okay, did we make money from this? Is this money greater than what we previously made? If it is, then keep track of that. And so we just keep track of our max amount of money that we've made, and we could just return that. But then the trick here would come in is that if we see a number that is less than our buy day, so, and for example, it's going to start off at index 0, so it's going to be 7. And then when we look at 1, it's less than 7. So if we were to buy at 7 and then sell at 1, we would make a negative profit, which is way worse than like the default. If we can't make profit, we could just return 0. So what we're going to do is basically turn 1 into our buy days, and it is less than the 7. So for any subsequent and future sell days where we're calculating, it's going to be way more advantageous. We're going to get a way bigger number if we were to imagine that we bought at 1 rather than at 7. So that's basically the whole idea. Let's go through the examples. So basically, our buy day is going to be 7. We're going to look at 1. We see that it is less than 7. So now 1 is going to become our buy day. We're going to look at phi next. We calculate the price or the profit we made, which is phi minus 1 or 4. 4 is greater than 0. So now that's our maximum profit we have made so far. Then we look at 1 and 3. We could make a profit of 2. Then we look at 1 and 6. Now we can make a profit of 5, which is greater than our previous maximum, which was 4. So now 5 will become our max profit. Then we look at 1 and 4, and we make a profit of 3. So we look through the whole thing, and then we see that the max profit we made was between buying at price 1 and selling at price 6, which gave us a profit of 5. So we're just going to return a 5. With this example right here, 7 is going to be our buy day. Then we're going to look at 6, it's less than 7, so now it's going to become our buy day. Then we look at 4, it's less than that, 3 is less than that, and 1 is less than that. So all in all, we basically didn't sell stock at all, and we can just return 0 since this is a monotonically decreasing array. If we were to buy a stock at any point in time and sell it, then we would have made negative profit. So it was way better for us to not make any transactions at all, so we could at least get 0 profit instead of negative profit. So let's implement this. First, before I do, we see that the length of the array can equal 1. And if it's equal to 1, then we know we're just going to return 0. So if prices.length is equal to 1, then return 0. Else, now we're going to keep track of our buy day, so int buy, which at first is going to start off at index 0, and our int maximum, which is the maximum amount of money we have made. So that's also going to be 0. So at the end, if we get a situation like example 2 where it's monotonically decreasing, we can just return our maximum, which currently is 0. So we don't return a negative number. So at the very least, we are gonna make $0 in profit. So we can just return max at the end because that's what we're gonna do. And now we can actually loop through the whole array to basically compare sell dates and then see which one we could make the most profit off of. So for int I is equal to 1, I is less than prices.length, I plus plus. First of all, if the price of the stock on this current day is less than our buy day, then we're just going to turn our buy day into that day. So if prices of I is less than prices of buy, then buy is going to equal I, and we can continue, and we could just basically look through the next iteration. If not, if this is not triggered, then we know that the current day the price is higher, and we can just calculate how much money we could potentially make. So our maximum is going to equal the max between the current max if it is greater than how much money we could make on this day, or if the money we can make on this day is greater than our max, then our max is going to turn into that. So or prices of I minus prices of buy. Okay, so that should be it. Now let's see if it works. Great. Now let's submit it. Alright, great. So that was best time to buy and sell stock.